everybody. So here we are trying to do a recall tutorial for you today. Wanted to give you something to do with your pups since we're home a little bit more now, and also some more stuff for you to work on between now and when I see you again. And I know a bunch of you have expressed interest in some recall training ideas. So how I work with recall is it's all positive. It's all about fun and games. I never want to use punishment with recall in any shape or form. And I want my dogs to learn to come to me when I call them because they love to, not because they're afraid of what's going to happen if they don't come to me. And that's something really, really important to remember. It's all about building that relationship that we've talked so much about in class, that your pups, they love working with you, and so they want to hang out with you. They want to come away from the squirrel to hang out with you, and Tech's watching a bird apparently. So the whole thing with recall is that it should be fun, it should be happy, it should be exciting, and it should always come with fun games, rewards of all shapes and sizes, and I really should work towards strengthening the relationship you have with your dogs. The other thing with recall is I want you to remember that every dog is an individual. And what that means is just because your neighbor's dog is okay off leash completely right now doesn't mean that your own dog might be ready to be that way. So please don't be in a hurry to give your dog total freedom. Radar, who's laying down very calmly at my feet right now, he's 16 months old and he had a great recall when he was younger, but then he hit the teenage years. And right now it's spring, there's lots of wildlife, there's all sorts of movement in the woods. So he's lost his freedom for the time being, in most cases, just because he's not ready to have that freedom. And that's really important. I want to set him up to succeed. That's the goal with recall. Always set your dog up to succeed. So if I find that, Radar is acting like he doesn't hear me, he's practicing running off into the sunset after the squirrel or whatever it is, he's rewarding himself for blowing me off. So the whole thing is he's not quite ready yet to have that many distractions when he's free. So for Radar, my goal is set him up to succeed, show him what recall is all about, and then gradually start to give him more freedom around lesser distractions in the early stages as he shows me that he's ready. Maggie, who's coming over to help too, she's 12 and a half years old. She's been doing this for a long time, so Maggie gets a lot more freedom. She's earned those privileges. But I tell you what, guys, when Maggie was younger, every spring, I could count on it, she was going to change her name and not tell me who she was, and she was going to act like she had never seen me before in her life, and that's where the long line comes in. And I have a long line to show you. So this just happens to be a paracord leash, and I love this leash. It was handmade by a student a couple years ago. It's about 12 feet long. You can use any length leash for your long line. What I love about this one is it's super strong because it's paracord, and I actually hook it to my waist belt that I wear with Radar when I go hiking. So if I decide I do want to give him some freedom, I just unhook that emergency latch on my belt and he can drag this behind him. So with the long line, this part is always hooked to a harness. You don't want to hook this to a collar because if your dog should get tangled up on something, you want to make sure they're not going to get choked. Also, if they should get too far ahead of you, if for some reason they saw a deer and they were able to chase after it without you getting a hold of the long line, you want to make sure that if they get hung up on something, they're not going to get injured. So always hook this part to the back clip of a non-restrictive harness. I'm talking about a harness that does not interfere with the front leg motion of your dog. So your average back clip harness is fine. Hi, Ray, good boy. Hi, Mag. And so the whole thing with the long line is this is a portable fence. This will allow your dog to be a dog and will allow your dog to sniff and explore while you can keep tabs on them. You can basically help prevent them from being able to practice unnecessary behavior of chasing after a chipmunk if you don't want them to, or of chasing after that deer. And if Radar is dragging this long line behind him and I notice his body language go up and he's scanning around for something, I just put my foot on that line. And that way I have my full body weight on this long line. I can make sure he can't run after the thing. Instead, I can walk that long line up to him and say, hey, puppy, puppy, and have him follow me back. Good, Maggie, just like Maggie just did. So with your long lines, they're great for management, and all of my dogs, Oliver, my past plot hound, he was 100% reliable off leash, and it was because of a long line. It's a great way to start giving your pups more freedom while either holding the end of it, letting them drag it, or even wearing it around your waist, like I do with Radar, he can still be a dog, but I can practice recall along the way. So long lines are worth everything. And I wanted to tell you too about Oliver. Oliver was 10 weeks old when I first adopted him. He was a Plott Hound Cross. He was 3 years old, guys, when I first unhooked his leash for the first time. So for the first 3 years of Oliver's life, he always had a leash of some sort attached to him, whether it was a dragging long line, he was hooked to me. So I set him up to succeed for 3 years. And when I unhooked that leash, it was the scariest thing I had to do. But he was so good off leash after that. And he was the best trail dog ever. So I gave Maggie too much freedom too soon. Sorry, Maggie, it was true. And so the whole thing with that is she learned, here you go, Tech. She learned that, okay, yeah, I can push buttons a little bit and sometimes get away with it. So I should have set her up to succeed a little bit longer, but you know, second dog, she got away with more. Radar, I'm making sure that I try not to make the same mistakes I made with Maggie with Radar. So I'm doing a little bit more of the stuff I did with Oliver, a little bit more management with him though. You know, in this case, again, every dog is so different. Radar also has a prey drive. So for me, it's really important for me to work on that prey drive and learning to be calm around these distractions and check in with me before I trust him completely off leash, especially where we live. So there's your long line, worth everything. Hook it to a back clip harness, please. That way you prevent your dog from getting injured. Okay. So now that I've rambled a little bit about the basics, hopefully you're getting some information from this. Here you go, Tech. I'm going to show you with Maggie a little review on how to start working on recall. So with your recall word, guys, I want you to be consistent. Remember, you want your dog's name to mean something really good, and you want your recall word to be clear to them that you want them to check in with you. So I start every recall with my dog's name, so they know I'm talking to them. If I want both my dogs to come to me, I use the word puppies, and that for them, they know that means, oh, we both need to check in. Or Tech checks in too when I say that. So for Maggie, I want her to know when I say Maggie, that means check in with me, and recall, her word is come. So if I'm using the word come, I don't want to use come one time, and please dog get your butt over here another time. I want to be consistent, because if I use the word come one time and then I use come another time, or please dog get over here another time, they never know when I'm actually being serious about needing them to come when called. So be consistent, guys. So your everyday recall can be the word come. No big deal. You can use the word here. You can use the word, you know, come now, whatever you want. For Maggie, I'm going to demo with her word come. Bye. So Maggie and Radar have both already taken their own class online today, and they've gone for a walk, and Radar's played fetch. So we'll see how much energy they have. So I'm going to say, Maggie, come. Yes. 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 So you can see all I'm doing right now is I'm just standing in front of her. I'm saying her name, her recall word of come, and giving her a reward. I say the word yes right now too, but when I'm out in the woods, I don't always follow it with my marker, but I always follow with a party. So, you know, if I'm hiking with her, it's Maggie, come, yes. I basically just say her name, her recall word, and party with her. So do that a few times when you're stationary first, guys. So again, Maggie, come, yes. Maggie, come, yes. Just like that, okay? And then after that, add a little bit of motion into it. I'm trying to step over a Radar. He's a speed bump right now behind me. I'm going to take a step back. Maggie, come, yes. Maggie, come, yes. Maggie, come, yes. So just like we did those moving focus games in class, start moving around a space with your dog. Maggie, come, yes. Maggie, come. Yes, good girl. And help them learn their name. The word come means move with you. Okay, good job, Maggie, yes. So the other games you can play with your pups are to toss the treat and the name game we played in class. So I'm going to toss this cookie for Maggie. It's a bigger cookie because we're outside so she can actually see it. Ready, Mag? Go find it. I'm going to let her get it. Maggie, come! Yes, good girl. I don't know if you could see that with Radar right in the way, but what I did is I threw that cookie. I let Maggie get it. The moment that cookie was in her mouth, I said her name, and as she turned to check back in with me, I said, come! And then I partied with her again. I'm going to show her this treat. Here we go. Maggie! Radar's chasing a blue jay away. Come! Yes, good good girl. Good job. So that was a good show of what to do if your pup is blowing you off. So Radar just chased a bird at the far end of our fenced yard. I'm not worried about him because we've got a fence. But Maggie, when I said her name, she kind of was staring after Radar. Instead of me saying her name over and over and over again, which a lot of us are guilty of, I've done it too, I took a deep breath and instead I went, it made a funny noise, and then when she checked in, I said, come, good job, that was very good. So again, if you say their name and they don't check in, please try really hard. Hi, Radar, you check back in. Not to say their name over and over again. Instead, make a silly noise and then reward them for checking in. Let's try that again. Okay, Radar, you go that way. So I'm gonna throw Maggie's cookie. Maggie, come, what a good girl. Of course, these are bigger cookies and she's a small dog, so it takes her a little bit longer. Good girl, Maggie. So I'll show you with a smaller one. Ready? Go get that one. Go find it, Maggie. Takes a second to find the cookie in the grass. Magpie right here. There, Maggie. Maggie, come. What a good girl. Just like that, guys. So again, toss the treat, let them get it. The moment that you say their name and they start to check in, Radar, go get your cookie. Come here, Ray. Then you're gonna say their name and then come when they start to check in with you. All right, so now we're gonna move along to another fun recall game, and I'm gonna see if I can get Radar to help me out with this one. So Maggie, can you come over here? Maggie, come. Good girl. And you sit. You're off the clock for a second. You wait. Good job. Okay, Radar, here. So this game is called Funder, and what's great about Funder, and it's fun as in fun and under, you're gonna teach your dog to run through your legs. And this builds up speed for your recall and also teaches them to come right into your front when you call them. So it just adds a little bit of excitement to you when you're doing your recall. And again, I've got bigger treats, so I'm ready, because if you're trading outside and use kibble, as Maggie showed, it's hard to find the kibble in the grass. So with Radar, what I'm gonna do, Maggie, sit. You wait, is I'm gonna go ahead and have him wait, and I'm gonna back up a few steps. I'm gonna call him to me, and I'm gonna fling that cookie right underneath me. So he has to keep going right after the cookie. I'm gonna spin around, do it again. So we're gonna do a couple rotates, we'll see. Okay, Radar, wait. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good job. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good job. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy, Ray. Yes, good job. So that's Funder. And again, you can see Radar loves it. He's excited, his tail's up. He's actually has energy again. Good girl. I'm gonna reward Maggie for waiting. Quick side note, guys, if you have multiple dogs and your dog and your cat are waiting calmly, every so often reward the creatures who are waiting patiently, because they're training too. So again, Radar, wait. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. That's Funder, guys. The other one, I know a lot of us have worked on middle before with our dogs, but it's great to build it into recall. I love this game for recall. So again, I'm gonna have Radar sit. Good boy, wait. Maggie can go over there. Go find her hair. Wait. Radar, come. Clownfish. Yes, good job. Very well done. Good job. Okay, go get that one. Radar, come. Clownfish. Yes, good boy. That was wonderful. Very well done. Good girl, Maggie. Good job, Ray. Okay, go get one more. Go get that one. Radar, come. Clownfish. Yes, good boy. Nice job. Okay, you're free. Go get that one. So I like to combine my toss the treat and run away game. I like to do Funder, and I also like to do the whole Clownfish middle game to build into my recall. And the other one you can do, which is a lot of fun, just don't do too many in a row or you might get dizzy, is basically, it's kind of like what we call Tornado, but it's all about flinging cookies. And as you guys in classes know, I love to throw food. So here we go. I'm gonna get Maggie out of the way, I guess I should get run over. Here you go, Mag. Maggie, sit. Wait. Tack, you wait there too. Okay, so I'm gonna get Radar situated. Okay, Ray, ready? Wait. Radar, come! Yes, good boy, go get it. Radar, come! Yes, good boy, nice job. Radar, yes, good boy. Woo! You're so silly boy. Go get it. Good job. You're a good boy. So again, with the tornado one, the whole, and it's hard to do on a hill, is you are using your treat and you're bringing your dog around your body and then flinging the cookie the other direction. So it makes it a little bit more exciting for your pup, adds more motion into it. Radar, sit. Wait. Maggie, over there, please. Come on, Maggie, let's go. Good, good. Wait. Ready? Wait. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. That was very good. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. There you go. That was better. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Just again, don't do too many of those in a row because whoo, you get a little dizzy. So middle, thunder, and tornado are all really great tricks to do with recall. And the final one is just throw treats and call your dog back and forth. So Radar, ready? Okay, go get it. Radar, go. Yes, good boy. Radar, go. Yes, good boy. Radar, go. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Ray, Ray, yes. Radar, come. Yes, good boy. Radar, come. Yes, good job. So again, you keep motion, you add in a lot of excitement, you add in fun and games with your dog, keeps it exciting, keeps it fun, and never use punishment when you're working with your dog, especially with recall, guys. You want recall to be something that it could save their life. I always treat recall as though I'm training for the worst case scenario situation, like that scary porcupine that I might run into around the corner, or an off-leash dog who might not be friendly with my dogs, whatever it might be. So for me, there goes Tech again. The whole goal is I want my dogs to want to come when called. So no punishment, keep it light, keep it happy, and lots of setting up for success, guys. So let me know what you think. Try some of these games at home, and we'll see how things go. But have a good time, use your long line, play lots of fun and games, keep it exciting, and yeah, keep me posted. All right, take care, guys. Stay healthy.